the next one, the fifth thing that I wanted to go over was actually there is an AI agent. Remember, I was talking about Stacker Agent earlier. This is a Stacker GPT. We use the GPT completely free. Go ahead and grab it. But there is an autonomous version that is in an early private beta right now. So there's 3 ways that you can get access to this, actually. There's a thing called Stacker, which is you can look for Gary Club Stacker, which is just an asset that gives you access right away. And it also will give you a discount on fees when the public one goes out. Own a Giraffe, which is, as we're showing you here, and 1,000 Gary coin. You have to have the combination of those, or you could have 25 of the assets in that community, which is like the Giraffe assets. And then there's also another token called Giraffes. You could have 10 million of those. That's a pump fund token. So that's just how you get access to it right now. In the private beta, it's just in testing phases, so just keep that in mind. But what you're able to do is actually come in here and see I had this one here. It was realizing some gains right here. It trades. Let's just go into this test just to show you. There's wins, losses, trading history, so it trades automatically for you. There's some wins, there was some losses. It ended up coming out making me 5%, which there was higher wins than that. What happens? And there's some wins, there's some loses. And it is early, so just keep that in mind. It is an early private beta. So let me just walk you through a couple things. And again, if you don't have access, you have to make sure that you have access in your wallet. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. So there's a couple different things that you could have here. So let me just walk you through how this works. So you come to this page and you can create a new agent, and you can create as many agents as you like. These are the ones that are coming soon. The only one in this private beta that's activated right now is Mass Extract, which tries to get, during launches, big spikes and pull as much out as possible. Then there's also Block Zero, which means that you're going to be the first person that buys. And that's just a gamble, really. You're just buying all of them and you see which one hits. There's scalp trading, swing trading, and then lock-in, where you pick a token that you believe is going to go up, and it tries to buy and sell, and you're locking in on that one token. So I'm just going to click Mass Extract, and I'm going to go to the next one, and it brings you up to this page. And this page is how you just dial in all of your settings. Now, what I would do is I would take maybe a screenshot of this. So I'm going to take a screenshot. Boom. Took a screenshot. And I'm going to save that. And I'm going to save that to my computer. And then I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to start a new chat with Stacker GPT. And I'm just going to grab that screenshot, drop it into ChatGPT or Stacker GPT. And I'd say something like, I want to set up a Mass Extract agent in Stacker Agent. Help me pick my settings and understand why I am picking them. Please explain everything to me like I am a beginner. There you go. And you might need to fine tune your prompt or whatever, but now I gave it the settings, and it knows what I want, what I need. And if you do get into the private beta, then there's going to be like other ways that you can test it, or like people that are testing, and you could talk to them and see what's working. And that's really the idea of why there's a private beta. So position 0.01 fixed. So I agree with this recommendation. 0.01 to 0.25, and the reason why is because there's fees that come into play when you're doing this, and it's just the cost of actually doing the trade. So if you're trading with 0.05 or something like that, and it's small, then you're going to eat up all of your winnings or everything that you made just paying fees. So you want to have a little bit more of a buffer. Then we have market cap. There's a lot of bot filter coins by total market cap, setting 500 to 600, low caps. Under 250 are risky, often rugs and dead coins, meaning they might pump up, boom, and then die out. Mid caps, 500,000 to 1 million, are ideal for fresh, active meme coins with real liquidity. Start with 500K for balance, not enough to moon, big enough to trade safely. Let's start putting this stuff. So it's saying 0.1 to 0.25. So if I went to this, let's call it 0.25, and now it was saying for my market cap, it was saying 500 to 600K, right? So now let's go over here, market cap. That's what I actually have in here right now, but that was just a default. We could change that if we want to. But again, 500, 600 market cap, it recommends. So age, settings 0 to 12. Ask a question if you don't understand. Is 24 hours too long for age? Excellent question. This shows you're thinking like a true stacker agent operator. So the risk actually goes down as he gets older. So I'm actually going to probably switch this to 24. Now let's go over to the next one. Back over here. Take profit. So again, this is really going to depend on how degen. That's one thing I need to make sure it understands to cover all the fees. Yeah, now I'm thinking like a stacker. At least that, I'd say much more like 30% round trip. So let's just say it's saying 30% round trip. So take profit, let's call it 30%. And now you could say like the stop loss could be like 8%. Again, talk to the AI agent, talk to the bot, and it's going to figure that out for you. Just have a conversation with the bot. If there's something you don't understand, just ask. So then you can say, what about this trailing stop loss and what was it? Callback. There we go. Trailing stop loss, 1. And I've seen other people doing much higher amounts. To size, 30-minute round trip. And you can get that, or you can leave it blank, whichever one you feel. If you leave it blank, it's completely fine. Now, cooldown. Cooldown actually is if I wanted to say leave empty if it's cooldown. So it would be like, I want to wait 90 seconds in between each cooldown. It's all in seconds. And that would mean that you wouldn't just jump into the next trade immediately. Or then there's concurrent. If you leave it blank, you can do as many, but maybe you want no more than 5 trades at once. And then slippage. And this is part of the reason why I was shooting for a higher take profit, because slippage is 30%, meaning it could shift in either direction up to 30%. And I might get less tokens, or I might get more. And then there's priority fees. And I know it's defaulted at 0.0007, but most people that I've been seeing, they've been actually putting it at 0.005. And same thing with tips. And if you don't know what a tip is, it just means that you're going to be more likely to actually land your transaction. So now you have this all set up. Again, don't copy what I'm doing right here. I am just showing you chat with the bot, fine tune this until it's exactly right. It's going to be different for your strategy than mine. Test things with smaller amounts, see if it's working, and then dive in. Look at what other people are doing and then dive in. But then you go to next. It's going to give you an overview of everything you have. Blah, blah, 30%, 8% stop loss, 30% take profit. If you're happy with this, now you're going to click Publish Agent. There we go. And it is going to add it to this sidebar right here. Refresh. Publish Agent. Once it refreshes. And actually, it opened it up. So here's this wallet right here. If you click that, then you can go to Phantom or wherever, and you could fund this wallet. If you want, you can go back over here to your main page where it shows all of them. See, it's turned on. If I ever wanted to, I just turn that off and it would deactivate it, turn it back on. But if I wanted to, I could come here and you can go to any of these. You could deposit here. It'll give you the wallet address. You could also withdraw from this one. You could put in which agent you're sending it from, and then what destination and amount of Solana. Then you could also consolidate, and the reason you could take it from one wallet and then send it to another agent, so you don't just have a bunch of like dust sitting around. Then you could have distribute, and this will be a way that you could distribute to multiple agents. Maybe you have one performing really well. And then there's also buy Sol. You say you don't have any Solana, you don't want to go use Coinbase, you can click here, and it's going to pop up Stripe. There you go. So you could instantly buy crypto if it ever loads. Like it says fast and secure, and it's taking forever to load the page. There you go. So if I wanted to buy it, that's how much Solana. There's obviously a fee that they're going to charge because they's got to make money too. 1 cent Solana fee, and then they're charging 40 cents on the $10. Just keep in mind that there is fees there. Do it if you choose, but there's a way that you could buy Solana, put it directly in the wallet, and that's it. Now it starts running. And if you want to adjust your title, you can just click right here, change a title. You can click right here, edit agent configuration. You can come here and you'd be able to adjust everything that we did. Maybe you want to update something, it's not working. You go here, just update agent, and it would just update the agent if you made any changes. You can click right here to also get your wallet address. And if you want, just turn it off. Again, let's turn it back on. There you go. And if we click on it, there's going to be a couple different tabs here. This will start populating as there's trades that start happening. And active is where it shows like any trade that's currently in a trade at the moment. Pending is where it shows any trade that's actually, it's just started to trade. It's just like in the middle of actually doing the trade. Then recent P&L will show your profit and loss if you lost or it made a profit or lost anything. And then trading history will show the buys and the sells on both sides, basically combining both the buy and sell into the P&L right here. And so you get all that information all here. And again, you could edit the configurations here, just right here. Or you could just turn off your agent. Maybe you don't want it to run at night. You turn it off and you make your money during the day, and that's it. And again, it's early private beta. So if you do want to have access to that, there is a way. So you have to go grab a Gary Club stacker. You can get that on Magic Eden. You could own a Giraffe and 1,000 Gary. You can own an OG Giraffe, which is, there's a 90 of them and they're in the collection. They have white background. It's kind of what I have on my profile here. Or you could be a whale, which means that you have 25 assets in the community, or you could have 10 million Giraffes. So it's really 3 ways that you can get access at the moment. It's awesome. And then there's also a big thing about this is like, if you believe in this token, Gary, half of the fees are going back to market buy back Gary. And then that goes into like their vaults. So they're basically building up their bag in Gary, but they're doing it by taking the fees in Solana and then buying them back in Gary. Go check out the Stacker Agent. Again, it is an early private beta, and it's really exciting that it's happening. It's here, and we're all very excited for it. Over the next couple months, there's going to be obviously a lot more that's being released with it, and there's a lot more different block zero, scalp trading, swing trading locked in, and there's going to be a perp trader coming as well.